Okay, welcome to part 2 of my new moon in Aquarius. The first part was called Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and this part is Wildest Dreams, Creative Visions, because in part 1 of this new moon forecast for February 2021, I discussed how we're going to be caught between the devil and the deep blue sea at this new moon in Aquarius. So this new moon falls at 23 degrees. You can see it here on the chart. 23 degrees, 16 minutes of Aquarius. And that's at 2:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7:05, well, 04 here on this chart, GMT. And this airy new moon is accompanied by a tremendous Saturn Uranus square, as you can see here. So how can we turn these awesome clashing energies to our advantage as creative artists, which is why we're here to talk about how the stars can affect and influence the way we work creatively. Well, in a word, or two words in fact, Jupiter and Venus. You see, Jupiter here is conjuncting Venus at this beautiful new moon in Aquarius and lending a magical shimmering patina to the airy brilliance of Aquarius. And there is a kind of let up because Mars here, which previously was conjuncting Uranus last month and squaring these planets down in Aquarius and giving a really unyielding feel and aggressive, violent feel to everything, to the world. Now Mars has broken free and is charging off up the field, getting away from Uranus. And Mercury here is getting in on that nice little conjunction too. It's just a little further on, but he's potentially allowing us to write or talk our way out of trouble at this moment. Of course, this isn't a happy forever after moment, I'm afraid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jupiter increases everything it touches, and with Mercury so close to that conjunction there, Mercury risks being burnt up by all the solar light. So you're thinking too much, or you're talking too much, you're busy all the time, you're online, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're not actually coming to any important conclusions or producing anything solid or of lasting worth. Well, that's how it feels anyway in Aquarius. Now, like Neptune, which is also implicated at this new moon, Jupiter can confuse the issue with a kind of glamorous look into my eyes, look at my swinging pendant, dazzle, especially when he's hand in hand with the seductive Venus here. Venus, it all looks amazing. It looks like the answer to your dreams, but it may not have the legs to go the distance. This is kind of the quack doctor that can only manage to sell you snake oil because you prefer the idea of a quick fix, a miraculous cure-all, which is all much better than Saturn's longer, harder, grinding, but reliable way around a difficult situation. The growth indicated by Jupiter conjunct Venus there in Aquarius may represent a popular groundswell of anti-authoritarian feeling. It's the people turning en masse to willfulness and big rebellion, Jupiter in Aquarius, dismissing the slow, hard lessons of Saturn as just too hard to be stomached. It's the populace digging their heels in, and perhaps some major heads may roll at this time too. Neptune here is squaring the lunar axis, the nodes of the moon here, which run from Gemini to Sagittarius at the moment. You see they're very close. It's 17 to 19 degrees there, so it's quite a close square. So this is a time at this new moon for the planting of a creative seed for the future. But will it be a seed of rebellion, of fresh and electric vision, Or will it be a seed of continuity, something harking back to safer times perhaps? Those are the artistic choices before you now, something old or something new. Now the bright flash of Uranus there appeals to the revolutionary impulse inherent in most creative people. But as Juliet says, it's too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. We need the counterbalance of Saturn to that Uranus. He's like guardrails or training reins. It's also a salutary reminder of where we come from and where we go eventually. The darkness always just around the corner. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it's there and we all know about it. At this new moon, we'll have the more attractive vista here of Jupiter and Venus conjunct to distract us from such dark concerns. And Jupiter is a teacher, a mentor, and Jupiter in technologically minded Aquarius is online learning. Venus at her best is grace and beauty under fire, the lovely smile that keeps us safe from our would-be enemies. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty, the romantic poet Keats wrote. Neptune prompts us, here's Neptune, prompts us towards beauty and truth, towards our own personal act of creation as artists, but her truths are veiled and multiple. They're not clear. So avoid the easy answer, the slick response to the situation, because these feel like illusions at the moment compared to Saturn's rather harder truths. And under the light of this Uranian new moon, they're likely to prove a mere trick of the light. So don't settle for what feels easy at the moment. It may be that working harder at your craft is what is required. Now this nodal axis here squaring Neptune, it's a good time to seek truth in your work, in your art, and to look at your creative forebears. For instance, you could discover old texts or paintings or artworks and find potential new responses there. If you study what other people have done in response to previous social crises and terrible pressures, there may be a moment of awakening for you, for all creatives. But it's a time of learning lessons. There's you've got, Saturn also a teacher, Jupiter also a teacher. They're teaching us lessons. And the lesson may be that what seems opposite from us is in fact, a reflection in the mirror. Remember that the glyph for Venus here looks like one of those old-fashioned handheld mirrors. You look at yourself first when Venus is active. Are you really so different from your opposite? This is a new moon in air, in Uranus-ruled Aquarius. Take dictations from the ether, from angels and spirits, yes, but reject the pack and its insistent, soulless dogma. Strike out on your own this month. Let the age-old wisdom and structure of Saturn inform those wild visions of Uranus that may strike around the time of this brilliant and rather problematic new moon in Aquarius. So thank you for listening. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications of more videos, and stay safe.